Thanks, Himika. Thank you for that. And of course, not at all. I mean, a lot of media people have been asking about, how was it, and they've been, texting, and it was really nice of them to actually ask how I was and was I safe or not. But yeah, so initially, like, I was supposed to go to All England, but unfortunately, when I landed on the 28th, at 1 p.m. I landed, and at 1:15, all flights were suspended, and we didn't know how it was, and what it was, and what the situation, was gonna be, because they told us to wait for some time, and then they said the flight was delayed, and then they said the airspace was closed. So it was like, what was happening. It was like, it was very stressful at that point of time, when we were at the airport, because it was completely different at some point, because, when I landed, and just a few hours before, my colleagues, like the doubles and some of the singles players, actually took off from Dubai. So they did transit in Dubai, and they took off from Dubai to Birmingham, and they reached around 11:45, in Birmingham. So it was just like those few hours, if I would have gone before, I mean, I would have reached. But yeah, at that point, obviously, we didn't know, because, as you know, Dubai is one of the safest places, and of course, we love Dubai. But yeah, it was so unfortunate that this happened. But I think. Overall, initially they said all the flights were suspended, we were at the airport, and we didn't know, how it was or what was going on. But we were sitting at the airport itself. But at some point, the airport guys were like, we'll let you know. And they kept us waiting for a couple of hours. And finally, they said, now airspace is closed. We don't know when will it open, but for now, I think we will take you to the transit hotel. And the whole process took a lot of time, because there were like n number of people, because there were different terminals, and they were almost all the flights from different countries got cancelled. So it was a chaos. So it took some time, but finally we actually got our vouchers to the hotel, and we actually got out, because when we wanted to go out, the trains weren't working, and we couldn't go down. The immigration was shut. They were not allowing people to go outside the hotel, outside the airport, because it was so crowded that they just shut completely. But after some time, after a few hours, they opened, and then we finally got out, and we were going to the hotel, and I coach was actually in the airport itself. And we got a call from coach saying that there was a big sound. I don't know if it was an explosion or debris, or it was a drone or what it was, but there was a big sound, and there was a lot of smoke, and they had to run and run outside and take the airport authorities actually arranged transport, and they got them out, and they put them in a different hotel. So it was terrifying when we heard that, because all of a sudden you're actually sitting there, and literally like 100 meters away, there was a big sound. So obviously it is scary, right? So, and then we went to the hotel, and it was a quite a long process. But like on a daily basis, every time we've been seeing the news, and every time there was something or the other, and I could hear sounds like 5 6 times. I could hear those big noises, and it was scary. And we also got these emergency messages on our phone saying that stay indoors, stay in your hotels itself, and don't stay near to the windows. So that kind of messages. So it was terrifying. But every day, they kept saying, the airspace is shut today, the airspace is shut tomorrow. So we didn't know what was going on, because one side I was missing my tournament, the days were actually going on, and another side I was like, okay, safety is very important. But I've tried every possible way to actually go to All England, but that wasn't the case. That couldn't happen. I mean, nothing was in my hand, because all the flights to London or from every way I've tried, but nothing worked out. So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel that safety is important. And yeah, last night I actually got a flight. I got a call from the Emirates, and I think Indian consulate, general, I mean, in Dubai, Indian. I think they were very kind enough to actually accommodate a lot of Indians. They're very helpful, and also the government from here I've been getting calls. I've been getting calls from Raksha ma'am and also Rammohan Naidu sir and also the sports minister sir. They actually called me to check on me how it was and how the situation was, and also the Badminton Association of India, Sanjay sir had called me, and yeah, from Badminton Association, a lot of people called me, and of course the media people also messaged me saying how I was I safe or not. So I think a lot of messages. So that's why I had to put that message out on the social media earlier that I was safe, and because it was terrifying because we could hear a lot of sounds. But good that the Emirates actually got in touch, took our details, and we actually got calls, and we immediately rushed to the airport, and we got our tickets, and then we are back to India. But I must say, hats off to the Indian Consulate General in Dubai. At the same time, our government also coordinated very well, and I think got a lot of Indians, including me, out from that place, and we're safe. Here we landed safely, and by God's grace, everything has been good.
Thank you, Sindhu. The last few days have been really traumatizing. So just going ahead, the All India, All England, sorry, All England Championships, you could not take part in. So since it's a global crisis which is beyond the control of anybody, how do you think is the BWF looking at the seating? Are they going to penalize you for this not taking part, or how are the rankings going to get affected?
Yeah. I've actually mailed the BWF. I've told them my situation because from day one I've been updating them that this is my situation. I am I'm trying my best to see what is the possible way that I can get out or come there. I mean, but the BWF also was like, we understand the situation and we're looking into it, is what they said. And initially, they wanted to get as much as information that they can because some of the players from Japan also were stuck, but then they somehow could find another way and they could actually come. So I think I'm the only one, like, from Dubai, from the UAE side, where I couldn't go anywhere or come back. So yeah, they said they'll definitely take into consideration, and the penalty wise, they will waive it off because they understand the situation, which is fair enough. So regarding the tournament, I told them, and they said they would come back to me. Like, what is the way, or how do we go with it? So that way, they said they'll come back to me, but they understood the situation, and which is really good, and it is a genuine situation that where I'm stuck at. So yeah, I mean, it's sad
How
I couldn't play, but yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I think safety is first. So yeah.
so there are a lot of questions. How early do we see you back again? Is Swiss Open going to be a realistic target for you?
Definitely yes, but yeah, like the flights are full, like full, and everything is via Dubai, and I'm trying every other way, like different ways to actually go to Swiss, but all the flights are really full for like right now. I'm trying every day, and let's see what will happen because the war is still going on, and it's quite yeah, it's a very sensitive matter. So let's hope for the best because right now the flights are full. I can't actually tell you anything because nothing is in my hands. I'm trying every way to actually go out there and play for the country. But yeah.
There's a very philosophical question which has come from NDTV. They're asking every tense match teaches something to a player, and were you scared in this situation which you went through in the past few days? And do you think this experience will help you in your lifetime going ahead in your career and life?
Well, definitely, yes, maybe. I think it obviously there was a lot of stress and it was scary and it was, yeah. I think the only thing maybe, yeah, to stay calm. I know that's not the ideal situation where you say, yeah, we are calm, but we're not inside. Actually, it is very stressful, but I think it is an experience, I must say, and I hope it's the first and the last experience like this way. But yeah, I think we were calm. The whole team was calm, and actually, there were a lot of Indians. In fact, they were coordinating, and they were like talking to us, and they were like, "I hope everything will be fine." People who are coming from the US to India, they were also stuck. So it was good to actually have these conversations because we were staying in the same hotel and there were a lot of Indians. And they were like, we're sorry that you couldn't go to a tournament or you couldn't travel. So it's like it's good to actually have a conversation where, they also know what's going on and they're like trying to keep you strong and you're also trying to keep them strong in a way. So yeah.
So at which point during this particular last few days did you realize that you won't be making it to the All England, and what was your reaction at that?
No, in fact, actually, like we were thinking if we go to Hyderabad at least or Bangalore or India, from India we will try another way. I know it's going to be a very far, way, but we actually tried even that, but that was also not possible. Like when I got a call yesterday in the evening from the Emirates saying that there are flights to India. I even asked them that are there any flights to London or whichever place, Europe, but they said there are none, like no flight. And I've tried from Oman as well, but it was not. But yesterday I was like, I think now I can't do anything. And I tried from Hyderabad and everything was full. Like it's almost like a 24-hour journey where I have to go to two, three different places and then that's how I go. And by then I think by the time I reach, I think maybe it'll be Thursday. And by then the tournament starts. You can't do anything, right? So I mean, yeah, it is a bit sad that I couldn't. But again, it's again important to be safe, stay safe. That's very important.
There's a question from CNN TV 18. They're asking, your coach had a particular scary moment at the Dubai airport. So how is
Yeah.
he right now, and how is the rest of the team doing?
Well, he's obviously terrified. He could definitely he heard that and they all ran out and then they were in a different hotel and even there he could hear a lot of noises, like a lot of sounds because it is scary. And when he heard that, he was terrified, and he's like, I don't know how will it be. And he was on the 12th floor, if I'm not wrong. And then, it was scary, and it is scary even for us. Like we could hear from the hotel, like not outside the hotel, but we were in our rooms and we could hear it. So it was a bit very scary, but I'm sure coach must have experienced a much more because he was sitting actually there and right 100 meters away there was this big sound and there was a lot of smoke. So
So Sindhu, basically this creates a lot of trauma, not just in the player and also the entire team, the entire contingent who's taking part in this. And so there's a question. There are a lot of questions on how are you going to reset mentally after all this, disruptions to your tournament plans.
I mean it is little bit hard because after going through so much, firstly missing the tournament and then getting stuck at Dubai airport and then not able to go and participate. You've trained so hard for it but you can't make it. There are a lot of emotions, so it's really hard to actually it will definitely take some time to come back, but hoping that badminton actually gives me that happiness and distraction and come back to sport quickly because I do enjoy sport. I do enjoy playing badminton. I think that will kind of ease my mind. But yeah, I mean, it is terrifying. I mean, I feel sad for the people, but yeah, I just hope that everybody is safe. That's all I would. Yeah,
So you've mentioned you have asked the BWF regarding the rankings now that global crisis happened, which was beyond our control.
yeah.
So do you have a time frame when you're going to hear it from the BWF? Have
Yeah,
they
yeah,
offered?
definitely. I think in a day I will definitely hear from them. They were quite, I think they were quite good, especially like when I emailed them, they understood my situation in a way, and they actually came back to me quickly. So which is good and very kind of them. So definitely, I think they will want to understand exactly what they want from me and what am I trying to say. So yeah, I think I'll hear from them in a day. It should be fine.
Okay, so these were the some of the questions we had on chat. One last question. It's a little bit different. So your message for Unnati right now, who's making her All England debut and facing world number two
Yeah, I
in
think
the round.
I wish her all the very best. And yeah, I think she was injured as well. She couldn't play a couple of tournaments. Unnati. Yeah, it's definitely an experience for her. I just wanted her to do well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll now open the floor for questions. If anybody wants to come in, please raise your hands. We have an audio question right now. You can just raise your hands. We'll just unmute you.
Well, yeah, definitely. I couldn't be a part of it this time. So wish them all the very best to each one of them who's participating in the All England Championships. I think if I'm not wrong, Lakshya also is playing at the moment. I haven't actually seen, but yeah, wishing everyone all the very best, and I hope they do well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sahil. Vimal Mohan sir, can you please go ahead?
यस सिंधु, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम लोग भी उतना ही रिलीव्ड महसूस कर रहे हैं जितना आप कर रही हैं। सबसे ज्यादा डेंजरस क्या था वहां पे? मैंने आपसे बातचीत मतलब आपसे व्हाट्सएप पे करा था, आपके लिए सबसे ज्यादा डेंजरस क्या था? और जब आप निकली हैं, सबसे ज्यादा रिलीव किस बात को लेके हैं?
ऑफ कोर्स सर, सेफ्टी फर्स्ट। तो बहुत मुश्किल था इनिशियली, क्योंकि जब हम दुबई में लैंड हुआ था, इनिशियली सब कुछ ठीक था, बट 15 मिनट्स के बाद वो लोग बोले थे कि पूरे फ्लाइट सस्पेंड हो गया और एयर स्पेस क्लोज हो गया करके। तब समझ में नहीं आया, बट 1 घंटे के बाद वो लोग बोला कि पूरे फ्लाइट सस्पेंड हो गया और आज कोई भी फ्लाइट फ्लाई नहीं करेगा। तो इसीलिए तब तब थोड़ा ये था कि क्या होने वाला है या कैसे होने वाला है। बट ओवरऑल आफ्टर फ्यू आवर्स आई थिंक हमको एमिरेट्स लोग ने अच्छा अकोमोडेट किया, और ट्रांसिट होटल भी हमको दिया था। तो वी वर स्टेइंग इन दैट, बट कोच ने उस टाइम एयरपोर्ट में ही था। एंड शायद 100 मीटर्स दूर में तो बहुत बड़ा आवाज आया था, तो ऑब्वियसली बहुत टेरिफाइड था, और सब लोग भागने लगा, और बाहर आके ट्रांसपोर्ट लेके उनको भी दूसरे होटल में भेज दिया था एयरपोर्ट स्टाफ ने। तो थोड़ा काफी टेरिफाइंग और थोड़ा डर लग रहा था, क्योंकि हम लोग भी आवाज सुन रहे थे, 5-6 बार सुन रहे थे, बट रूम में ही थे हम लोग। तो वो हमको इमरजेंसी मैसेज भी आया था कि विंडोज के बाजू में मत रहो या होटल में ही सेफ रहो करके, ऐसा मैसेज आया था। बट ओवरऑल इट इज रियली हार्ड, क्योंकि डे बाय डे बोल रहे थे कि आज एयर स्पेस शट है, आज एयर स्पेस शट है। तो मतलब ये लग रहा था कि या मैं ऑल इंग्लैंड जा पाऊंगी या मतलब क्या है। बट ऐसा हो गया कि मैं आई आई कुडंट गो। बट या एज आई मेंशन्ड, सेफ्टी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था। तो आई ट्राइड एवरी वे, बट कुछ नहीं हुआ। तो मैं मुझे एमिरेट्स से कॉल आया था कि आपका फ्लाइट इंडिया को जाने वाला है, एयरपोर्ट को जल्दी आ जाओ करके। तो मतलब इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट जनरल दुबई में जो जो भी लोग हैं, बहुत सपोर्ट किया, और हमारा गवर्नमेंट भी बहुत सपोर्ट किया। मुझे स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्टर सर से भी कॉल आया था, और उन्होंने पूछा कि कैसे है क्या है। रक्षा मैम से भी कॉल आया था, और राममोहन नायडू जी से भी कॉल आया था कि क्या चल रहा है, कैसे है करके। तो बहुत लोग मुझे मैसेजेस किया, बहुत पूछा कि कैसे है, सेफ है कि नहीं। इसीलिए मैंने सोशल मीडिया में वो मैसेज भी डाला था, ताकि सब लोगों को पता चले कि क्या कैसे है करके। बट ओवरऑल सेफली वापस इंडिया आई, वही बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था मेरे लिए अभी।
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक्स।
Thank you, thank you. Sabi from Times of India.
Sindhu, hi, this is Sabi from Times of India, and good to see you back home safe and sound. Sindhu, my question is about the the mail which you have written to the BWF. So, as you mentioned during the interaction, that they have waived off the penalty. I mean, they understand the situation, and it was unfortunate one. So what could have been the penalty in in such situation? But and about the since you've written to them and you said that they will get come back to you in a day. How does this all work? Like ranking system, as in like what could have been the the loss in ranking if so could you just tell us how does it work like?
Yeah, so basically, generally, when you don't play high rank tournaments, like let's say top 1000 or top 750, super 1000 or super 750, it's basically like, when like the top 1 to 15 players in the world, if you don't play, it's a penalty of $5,000. That's how it is. But if they're, if there's a reason, if you're injured, or obviously these situations are like you never expect it to happen, but this is, I think, first time it has ever happened like this. So in these situations, I've actually explained them my situation, and they said, okay, we will waive off the penalty because we understand that it's fair. Like, you cannot do anything. You're stuck in between a war situation, and you cannot do anything. So, and on top of that, ranking wise, they will come back to me ki, like, how do we do it or what do we do it, because it's a very different situation which nobody might have faced. Just me, I feel that, because until now it has never come up this way. So I am just waiting for their reply, and they've also asked me to actually tell them in a collaborative way, saying that how do you actually, what do you think from your point of view? Being a athletes commission member, I will put my views, but also from their side, they're also going to say, they're also going to explain me how it works. So I'm just waiting for their reply. So accordingly, let's see. We will definitely come into a equal grounds with that.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabi. Harpinder from the BBC, please.
हाय सिंधु आई एम
Hello.
हरपिंदर फ्रॉम बीबीसी। मेरा एक्चुअली सवाल ये था कि जैसे अचानक आप वहाँ पे फंसे और ये सिचुएशन अचानक हुई, तो एक खिलाड़ी के तौर पर अगर बात करें तो ये कितना मेंटली परेशान करती है चीज़, और टूर्नामेंट में हिस्सा ना लेना ये कितना आपको इस चीज़ ने परेशान किया। और एक साथ ये है कि जब आप वहाँ पे फंसे रहे थे तो उस टाइम आपने कैसा बिताया, वो दिन कैसे आपके निकले, एक थोड़ा सा हिंदी में ये सवाल का जवाब दे दीजिए।
जरूर सर, थोड़ा मतलब स्ट्रेसफुल था क्योंकि हम लोग दुबई में थे और टूर्नामेंट क्या होगा करके वो एक स्ट्रेस था। फिर दुबई में लाइक कैसा रहेगा क्या है, क्योंकि साउंड सुनाई दे रहे थे, थोड़ा टेरिफाइंग था। क्योंकि ये सिचुएशन कभी भी हम लोग फेस नहीं किया था, और स्पेशली एवरी पॉसिबल वे हम ट्राई किया था टूर्नामेंट जाने के लिए, बट नहीं हो पाया क्योंकि फ्लाइट्स ही नहीं थे। तो मैं ट्राई किया था, बट हो नहीं पाया। और उसके बाद भी थोड़ा सैड था कि मैंने टूर्नामेंट नहीं खेल पाई, बट वो टाइम पे मुझे मेरा सेफ्टी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था, मेरा लाइफ बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था। तो वो अभी ठीक है, लाइक हम लोग बैक टू इंडिया आ गए, तो वो अभी वी आर सेफ नाउ। तो बस इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट जनरल जो भी दुबई में थे, और हमारा गवर्नमेंट भी बहुत सपोर्ट किया, बहुत इंडियंस को बहुत सपोर्ट किया। और फ्लाइट्स या एयरपोर्ट अटेंडर्स भी बहुत अकोमोडेट करके, एयरलाइन स्टाफ भी बहुत अकोमोडेट करके हमको बहुत अच्छे तरह से अकोमोडेट किया था। तो ओवरऑल थोड़ा स्ट्रेसफुल है अभी। फिर से नेक्स्ट टूर्नामेंट स्विस है, उसके लिए भी थोड़ा स्ट्रेसफुल है क्योंकि सब फ्लाइट्स फुल हो गया, बिकॉज ऑल फ्रॉम एवरी वे इज थ्रू दुबई ओनली। तो वो भी थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा, तो वो थोड़ा स्ट्रेसफुल है। लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट, एंड या लेट्स सी।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
Thank you. We'll have Megha from, yeah, from TV
Uh,
18. Yeah.
Hi, Sindhu. Megha here from News 18. I wanted to ask that when you guys were returning, so how is the situation around you, like in the airport, across the way to the airport? How is the situation currently, and is it still very packed in the airport? And so, what it's like basically?
Yeah. I mean, it's packed. Like, everybody wants to go back to their hometown, so it is definitely packed. Like, it is very bad. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say it is very bad, but yes, it was very, very crowded. And because I understand everybody's safety is important, everybody want to go back to their family, so everybody is coming at once, and there was a huge crowd. And I heard some flights also got cancelled, and only few flights were operated. So yeah, and I hope, and I heard that there are some flights that they're operating, like, they're thinking about operating Indigo or Air India. So I think the Emirates people that way, the airlines people, any airlines people that way are very accommodating, and they're actually calling every person, and actually taking their details and asking them to come to airport, or they're sending a email saying that your flight will be today, which is very good, and it's such a relief. So that way, I think, initially when we got to the airport, until the last minute, obviously it was a bit like what's going to happen. That hope was little bit, this thing. But I think when we took off until the time we landed, I was just praying that everything goes well and we land safely. That's all I was thinking about. But yeah, I mean, thanks to the government and the Consulate General in Dubai, yeah, Indian Consulate General in Dubai, they're very, very helpful.
Thank you, Sindhu. We have 10 more minutes to go till the meeting ends. We have Swagoto from ETV Bharat next, please. Go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Sindhu. My question is that are you a bit of upset that you can't join the prestigious All England Open, or you are happy to back safe in India? And what's your plan for upcoming Swiss Open? Please tell us.
Yeah, I mean, see, I've worked hard to play that tournament, but now and in these situations, I think safety is first, and I'm happy that I'm back home safe. I think that is very, very important for me at the moment. And yeah, I've tried every way, but it didn't happen. Nothing is in my hands, so I couldn't do anything. But yeah, next to the Swiss, but as I mentioned earlier, even for the Swiss, all the flights are full, and almost every alternate or every flight is via Dubai. And going via Dubai, I think like it is risky. So I'm trying other ways, but all the flights are full. So let's hope something will change and everything will be fine in few days. So trying every day. So let's hope.
Thank you. So, Sindhu, there's a question. So, since we are looking ahead, we're in the LA Olympic cycle
Yeah,
2028.
yeah.
So, we have a big year coming up, big year right here. Asian Games we have, Commonwealth Games we have. So, this experience which happened in the beginning of the year, how is it going to percolate in the next few months going ahead to the major international competitions? And how are you prepared for that?
See, I can only say that I hope everything will be fine and everything will be calm and everything will be normal. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not too big to say, or I'm I'm not very experienced to say that like how is the situation going to be in the next few months or next few days or yeah, next few hours, because you don't know what is going to happen next. Because when I landed in Dubai, who knows that the airspace will be closed, right? And within 15 minutes it was closed. So what will happen next moment is we are not going to, we can't predict. So I just hope everybody is safe and everything will be fine. That's all I hope for now. So let's hope for the best.
What about your personal training going forward and looking at the next competition, huge competitions lined up this year?
Yeah, I think personal training wise, yes, it will keep going on, and definitely I hope I come out from this quickly. And the next tournaments, as I mentioned, Swiss would be one, and then after that we have back-to-back tournaments like the Asian Championships, and it's quite a big, tough, long year. So yeah, I will be participating in those.
Thank you, Sindhu. Do we have any more questions? If anybody has, we've still got 2 minutes to go. Okay, I think we're done, Sindhu. We are done answering most of the questions. Thank you so very much for your time. I think Sabi has one more. Sabi, we can have this as the last question. Thank you. Yes, Sabi.
Okay. Yeah. Sindhu, hi. So one question is that as you are talking about the Swiss Open, so how soon can you make this decision? Because as you said, that every day you have been looking for the flight tickets and the alternate routes and different routes to get to the Swiss Open. So uh, how soon you are going? How long you are going to search for these flights and take a decision like, okay, fair enough, I'm not getting those flights. So I have to miss out on this tournament as well. So,
Yeah, hi Sabi. So, see, I mean, I don't know the situation like about the flights because I tried checking all the flights and everything is full. I've tried each and every way. The longer way, I mean, it's completely full. So I don't know when can I give you the confirmation or let you know that, okay, you know what, today I can let you know, tomorrow I can let you know, but let's see. I mean, it's basically luck that if I will get. at least one or two, we will just go, me or my coach, or if I at least get one, I will at least go. That is the thing that we are planning to. But I understand every human being or every person would want to go to their family, and immediately they see any ticket, they're booking it out. So it's not in my hands, but I hope, let's see, we get tickets. Yeah.
Thank you, Sabi. Thank you, Sindhu, for this, and
Thank you. Yeah. Thank
thank you
you.
everybody for joining in this lovely press conference. Thank you, Sindhu, for giving us your precious time.
No, no, thank you. Thanks, Himika. I mean, for arranging this. I think a lot of media people also have been very sweet enough to actually text and ask me how I am I safe or not. So, thank you for asking that. So, yeah, thank you so much.
Sindhu, if before leaving, if we can take a special message from you regarding we have this International Women's Day coming up, and 250 districts across India are going to host athletics events in under the flagship of the Khelo India Asmita program. If you would like to say something on that and put your best wishes.
Yeah, yeah, I will obviously say that separately, Satyanan. I think
Okay,
right
okay,
now, I think this is
okay.
not the time, but
All
definitely
right.
I would, yeah, get that separately, because
Thank you.
definitely Women's Day is something to celebrate. So I will give it separately.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your time,
Thank
Sindhu.
you.
And have a good night.